One of the things I wanted to talk about today is really just taking personal responsibility for the things in your life. A lot of times people say, well, you made me mad, or, you get me so upset, or you make me do this. A lot of abusers you hear them say, well, you made me hit you, or this kind of crap. And one of the things I wanted to really, push for today is just personal responsibility as for you as the individual, and for what you're creating in your life. So a lot of times people will say, well, I hate this job and it sucks, but I have to work here. But you live in the United States, so really you don't have to work there. You do have 2 feet. You can change your job. A lot of people say, well, I can't start a business because I can't afford money. Well, the problem with that is there's a lot of people who were just completely broke that figured out innovative ways to make a business and make money doing it. They just had to really push it and ask the universe for those things. A lot of times, the results that we're getting are the results that we're really asking for, and we're getting upset with the results that we are creating. So a person that hates their job has actually filled out an application for that job. They took the drug test or whatever, and then they got that job, and then they've worked there for a year, they worked there for 2 years, and then eventually they worked there for 10 years, and they say, I just can't change, I can't change my job. That's not the truth. People say, well, I'm too old to start a new career because I'm almost 50 years old, I can't start a new career. But the problem with that, you look at somebody like Colonel Sanders, who started the KFC. He was drawing retirement, and he's like, well, I can't live on this. This is, he's 70, I think he's 77 years old. But, he was in a situation where he could have easily said, well, I'm too old. You think of somebody that can't start a business because they're too young, and then you see these young inventors that are, 15, 16, that, figured out how to start a company, at such a young age, and figured a way. So for every situation in your life where you're saying, well, I can't do this because I'm too old, there's a million people out there that did it at your age. For anybody that says, they're too young, there's a million people out there that did it at a young age. For people who say I can't start a business because I don't have any money, well, there's people that started businesses with $700, or with a small amount of capital, or raised money to start their business. Yeah, I mean, FedEx was a business that was, they were trying to repossess the planes, and the owner was telling us, like, if we don't make X amount of dollars a day, we're gonna have to shut the doors. We're gonna have to close down, because I mean, a lot of businesses suffered problems, things. The Honda company, it was bombed. I think it was bombed twice during the war, with America. So I mean, we have these situations of so many people that have overcome obstacles, and it's not because they're better than you, or they're smarter than you, or they're just they have some kind of magical fairy that's over their shoulder and protecting them. It's because they really pushed it. They figured out a way, and your brain behind your forehead is the most powerful thing you have. It's a supercomputer, and you have the ability to change your life. You have the ability to be innovative. Now, if you have something that you're wanting to do, you think you're too old for it, you think you're too young for it, you think you don't have enough money, whatever your situation is, one of the things I would recommend that you do, let's take, for instance, money. Every night you're thinking of a business. How can I make more money for my family, or how can I do more for my family? Ask yourself, go to sleep every night and ask yourself, how can I make more money for my family? And just go to sleep asking that question over and over again. How can I make more money for my family? And just keep that in your mind. When you wake up in the morning, think about, how can I make more money for my family? And you keep putting that thought, that question in your mind of, how can I do this? How can I do this? And what's going to happen is your brain is going to take notice. It's going to kick in, and it's going to start throwing ideas at you. And some of them you might say, well, that's crazy, but eventually, as you continue to ask questions, as you continue to think about something, you're going to figure out a way. You're going to look around your house. You're going to figure out, well, what am I good at? Do you know how to drywall? Well, hey, I don't really like to drywall, but maybe I could start a business doing that. Maybe you've made hamburgers for, Five Guys restaurant or some other restaurant for 10 years, and you know how to make a good hamburger. That's one thing you know. Well, could I make a living doing that? I mean, it's just hamburgers, there's a lot of people doing that. Or pizza, or whatever the situation, and of course there's going to be a lot of objections, but there's so many things that we can do as individuals that everybody has a powerful talent. Everybody has some kind of talent that they're wasting. There's so many people at my job with degrees, and they're doing something at a factory. There's so many people that are wasting their degree. 80% of people don't use their degree. 80%. So we have to figure out, what do you have that you do better than everyone else? What do you have? What's that niche? What's that thing that you have that you do better than other people, and that could actually make you money? And ask that question every night. Ask that question, what can I do to make more money? What can I do, even if I increase my earnings 5% each year, and you just made a goal of that. There's amazing things that are possible when we start taking responsibility for our life, and start taking responsibility for our actions, and really start becoming the creator, the director, the actor, and star in our own life. There's amazing things that can happen whenever we start taking responsibility and start making choices that actually add value to our life and actually change our life.